This is our farm. That's our milking barn. We milk 4 different groups of cows. We have our young calves and our heifers behind there. Some beef steers way in the back, and then 2 more groups of barns. So it's time to start milking. So we're bringing cows up from the barn. They walk along their nice little path behind that barn and go into the holding pen. This is our milking parlor. I'm going to show you the materials that we use before we actually get cows in here, and it gets pretty noisy. We have what's called a double 12 parabone parlor. So when the cows come in, these gates are closed, and the cows line up with their butts on those pans, and they come in through those little doors on the end. While we're milking, we stand down in what's called the pit. And this means that we're not bending over to milk our cows. These are our milking units. Right now they're set up to wash because we just finished cleaning everything. So we have 6 on each side, so we can milk 12 cows at a time. The first thing we do when our cows come in is we clean off their udder. So we wipe off all the sand and dirt and things, and then we dip them with iodine. If you've ever had stitches, iodine is what they use to put on your cut before they stitch you up because it kills all sorts of bacteria. Once we've dipped them, we strip them by hand, which tells them it's time to start milking, and then we attach the milking units. We also have little computer monitors attached to all of our milkers, and it gives us all sorts of information. Their temperature, how fast they're milking, how much they're milking, how long it takes them to milk, along with the amount of bacteria in their milk. While some bacteria is good, too much is a bad thing. So we keep an eye on that as well. And then when our cows are done milking, the lights will turn red and the milker will come on. As the cows are milking, it goes through the milking units into the hoses into these stainless steel pipes that we have everywhere. And then it goes into a holding jar, which then it's pumped up and out into our bulk tank. The milk gets piped into what's called our milk house. And this little piece right here is a filter. So the milk gets filtered, and then it goes through a cooling unit, and then it enters our bulk tank. Now our bulk tank is made of stainless steel because stainless steel doesn't rust, and so it helps keep everything clean. The milk truck comes every other day to pick up and empty our bulk tank, and then our bulk tank gets washed in between pickups. So we have a temperature gauge on there. Right now our bulk tank is full, so you can see the milk is at about 35 degrees. These are the units that automatically wash. Along with our washing unit, notice everything is stainless steel. side loader bucket is a big measuring scoop and mix all the ingredients in the feed in a big wagon pulled by the tractor. There's a scale on the wagon that tells us how much of each ingredient we're putting in. Our ingredients, we use a lot of haylage and silage, which are found in these big white bags, which ferments the ingredients, which makes it easier for our cows to digest. We use a lot of dry hay, along with ground corn and protein meal. The last thing we add is water. And the water helps keep all the ingredients mixed up together so the cows can't separate the things that they like away from the things that they don't like. Live in freestall barns, which in the winter, especially on days like today when it's about 20 below, we keep the curtains all closed up so it stays pretty nice and warm in here, especially for animals that wear fur coats. So if you look, you see we bed our cows with sand. In the summer this keeps them nice and cool, and in the winter this keeps them nice and dry. It keeps things from freezing up so hard. So these girls are done milking, and they actually got fed a little bit ago, so they've been eating, and some of them been lounging around and drinking water. So it's called a freestall barn because they just move about freely during their day. These gates that they put their heads through are called headlocks, and most of the time they're open, but when the vet comes out to check on the health and to check to see which cows are pregnant and which ones aren't, we can lock them up. And it's a lot less stress on them and us. We don't have to chase them around, and they can just sit there and eat while we're checking everything out. We also have to take care of our baby calves. And our Kubota side-by-side is what we use to feed our calves. Notice there's 2 tanks in the back. One we use for water, and one we use to mix up milk replacer. So milk replacer is kind of like baby formula. It has everything that our calves need, all their vitamins and minerals and protein and fat that they need to help them grow. So we mix that up with water. And in here is our powdered milk replacer. And this is how we feed our baby calves. What? Tonight it's Shelby's turn. All of my kids take a turn rotating through to feed every night after school. You can see our calves are very, very hungry. They get fed milk twice a day.